Hey pups, RB here, and welcome back to another Pup Reviews of VeggieTales. Today's review is going to be one of my favorite veggie classics of all time, Are You My Neighbor? From what I've seen, or know of at least, there's a small handful of reviews of this episode. I know being the third installment in this series, it may or may not be as memorable as it was, or at least from what I remember it to be at the very least. So, who better to do a review of Are You My Neighbor than I? That being said, let's begin. Skipping to the countertop with Bob and Larry. Wait, Larry? Why do you have a shoe on your head?
I bet you're wondering why Larry has a shoe on his head. Yeah, Bob. Why do I have a shoe on my head?
I just asked that question. This leads us to Bob discussing the letter from Natasha Robbins from Savannah, Georgia, asking what loving your neighbor really means. And again, this leads us into Bob's Dr. Seuss narration of the story of Riolu. A place where everyone wears shoes on their heads, and the rival town across from the town, Gibberty Lot, where everyone has a pot for headwear instead.
Mine's really more of a kettle.
Kind of the same thing, Lenny. Or at least I think it is. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. Oh, this is also the first appearance of Laura and her brother Lenny, but not the introduction. That's safe for Rack, Shack, and Benny. We'll get to that one later. Apparently these two towns fight over which head wears better. Except for Larry, who just spends his time with his wind-up lobster toy, and decides to go for a walk between Riolu and Gibberty Lot, until three scallion crooks rob Larry of his milk money and shove him into a hole in the ground. Thankfully, the mayor comes and saves.
I'm busy, dreadfully busy. You've no idea what I have to do.
Okay, never mind. The doctor comes and saves.
Out of my way! She said, starting to slide. If you and your pickle would please step aside. I'm very important. I can't stand in chat.
Really? 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 Come on, are you two gonna help Larry or not?
We're busy, dreadfully busy. You've no idea what we have to do. Busy, shockingly busy. Much too busy for you.
Are you kidding me right now? With that, the mayor and the doctor just leave Larry in the hole to literally die. Another person, Junior in this case, comes over and... Wait a second. He's wearing a pot! He's from Gibberty Lot! Will he help Larry? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I've got to stop rhyming before this becomes a thing here. Also, one thing I did forget to note while writing the script was that the story of Riolu is actually based on the story of the Good Samaritan. Little fun fact there. When he sees Larry, he debates on whether or not he should help him. Of course, he decides to help Larry out of the hole, back to Riolu, and into the hospital where the doctor is found. When she and the mayor enter Larry's hospital room, she asks why Junior decided to help him despite their differences, and he explains it in song!
Love your neighbor. When someone helps you, then you'll understand. When you love your neighbor, loving means lending a hand.
Basically the golden rule / love thy neighbor despite their differences type of rule. Junior also pays for Larry's bill, and peace was made between the two cities on the mountains of Fibble, and now we no longer see wars between shoes and pots. Instead we see flowers and candy to nibble. I think we all love that a whole darn lot. I'm speaking in rhymes again! Somebody tell me before I become the next Dr. Seuss. Quickly, end the episode! End the episode! Whew, that was a close one. Now then, afterwards we see...
And now it's time.
Silly Songs with Larry is back, baby! Thank goodness. The Hairbrush song was originally written and thought up by Mike while singing Oh Where Is My Razor? This sparked the idea of a silly song and its return by popular demand. Though Phil and Mike both thought singing about looking for a razor was a terrible idea for the kids. Because, you know, razors are dangerous to children. They could hurt themselves, they could get cut, they could bleed. Yeah, it's not fun. And parents would obviously be very mad and send lawsuits out to Big Idea, So they replaced the razor idea with a hairbrush instead. And I must say, this silly song is a fan favorite among the entire Veggie fan base, with young and old alike. Moving on into the next segment of the episode, the Gourds must be crazy. Junior and his dad are discussing who to invite to his birthday party. When his dad suggests the new kid, Fernando, Junior says he doesn't know him all too well, and he talks funny, quote unquote. Which his dad says he's from another country, and he should be friends with everyone, not just people that are like him and his dad, and accept others for who they are, and can learn a lot from others who are different. They then both agree to talk it over again in the morning. When Junior is about to fall asleep, he is visited by aliens! Oh wait, it's just Bob and Larry. Never mind. False alarm.
Who are you?
I'm Bob. I'm a tomato, and I need your help.
Whoa, deja vu.
Yeah, major deja vu, Junior.
What's he got on his space helmet?
Larry, there's never a serious moment with you, dude. That aside, Bob and Larry need Junior's help with their spaceship, the USS Apple Pies, being in huge danger of being hit by a big ol' meteor. Though, I must ask. Well, Junior can ask for me.
Well, can't you just move the ship out of their way?
That's just it. The apple pies is completely without power. Dead in the water. She can't budge an inch. She's stuck.
Okay, that explains it. With that, Bob and Larry take Junior with them to their spaceship, and they meet Scooter, voiced by Jim Poole, a possible friend and co-worker of Mike and Phil's, who worked on the set of Big Idea. Or at least I think so, I could be wrong on that. With the engine still not working, 5 minutes remaining until the meteor hits, only 2 escape pods, and worse, they found out what the meteor is made out of!
Our sensors have just determined that the meteor is made entirely out of... What? Out of what? Popcorn!
Wait, why am I gasping? Couldn't they just get someone out there to eat it?
Would that be caramel or cheese?
Larry, the type of popcorn isn't really important right now.
It makes precious little difference when it hits it 5,000 miles an hour.
Good point.
I agree with Scooter, guys. Who else does? That's when we meet Jimmy and Jerry Gourd, the new guys. Apparently they aren't trusted all too much because all they do, according to Scooter, is sing and eat and sing, deeming them crazy. So Junior gets to know them, which Jimmy gives Junior an important lesson to learn from this episode.
Now, sometimes differences can be good if we just take the time to get to know each other.
That's when they start a convo about why they eat a lot, probably because of their metabolism. And then they argue about who gets hungrier.
Oh, yeah? Well, sometimes I think I could eat a whole planet. I could eat
Wait! Echo! Wait a minute. That's it! With that, Junior has a plan. Sending Jimmy and Jerry into the 2 escape pods and sending them out to eat up that popcorn meteor. Which they do, of course. Hopefully Junior's plan works.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Incoming!
Time's up! We're all gonna die!
No more for me, thanks. I'm full. Excuse me.
Oh. Never mind. We're saved! Jimmy and Jerry are both deemed heroes and are accepted by the ship's crew, despite their differences. Jerry then finds a plug and outlet and... Wait, that's why the ship wasn't working? All along, they could have found that! Was the main problem with the ship all along! Oh well, at least it's fixed now. And now Jimmy, Jerry, and the rest of the crew can celebrate in song!
I can be your friend. I can be your friend.
Another possible fan favorite among the Veggie fans. This is by far one of the best songs throughout Big Idea's music, within the 3 classic episodes. Next to God is Bigger and Oh no, what we gonna do? The king likes Daniel more than me and you. Oh no, what we gonna do? We gotta get him out of here. Okay, I had to do that just once, guys, I'm sorry. Junior is then taken home, calls his dad, and says he's going to invite Fernando after all, and hopes to get to know him better and become friends with him. His dad, now proud of his son for making the right choice, says goodnight and puts him back into bed when...
Well, Lieutenant Larry here dropped our map right out of the spaceship. Sorry.
Oh well. Bob and Larry never cease to bring in the funnies throughout VeggieTales. Back to the countertop where... Oh, Bob is not in the mood for the What Have We Learned song. Anyway, quick lesson recap with the half verse of Love Your Neighbor as Yourself, Leviticus 19:18. Similar to the Golden Rule thing. Treat others the way you want to be treated, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yeah, I think you get it by now.
Oh, look at the time.
Well, that's all for now. Until next time, remember, God made you special and He loves you very much. Bye!
Bye!
And with that, the episode ends. What did I think of it? Well, let's see. This was a huge improvement from Where's God When I'm Scared and God Wants Me to Forgive Them. Are You My Neighbor had a lot of improvement from the transition to Larry's low, dopey, goofy-like voice to his now iconic higher-pitched, upbeat voice. From the higher quality of animation, scenery, story writing, and showcasing of newer characters for future episodes. The lessons were upfront about loving your neighbor and being kind to one another, and brought in one of the most loved and popular silly songs to life. There isn't really much to say here, although there was one animation error with Jerry's headphones disappearing and reappearing suddenly in one scene. Still, it was a good episode overall, and arguably one of, if not my favorites in the entire Veggie franchise, with the Larry Boy episodes being very close ties within Are You My Neighbor. Overall, I happily give this episode 5 gold stars out of 5. Alrighty, with all that out of the way, I do apologize that the episode of Pup Reviews was short, but I hope you all enjoyed it regardless. If you have an idea on which VeggieTales episode I should do after the classics, or have an idea for another Pup Reviews episode, be sure to let me know in the comments. And be sure to give your thoughts and opinions on this Veggie episode as well. And be sure to check out my other channels and socials in the description. And check out some of my other videos too. That being said, cue the outro. RP is out. Peace.